So for you growing up in Canandaigua, it's obviously not too far away. It's Rock the Rink night. That's got to be kind of cool, right? To celebrate the being near hometown.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great community, and they deserve a night here to celebrate lacrosse in this area.
Can you talk about a little bit of just your upbringing, being a kid in the house, siblings, family, and segue into how you found lacrosse?
Yeah, so I'm the youngest of four. I have two sisters and a brother. Grew up in Canandaigua, kind of a little bit more on the countryside of Canandaigua. A lot of family, aunts, uncles, cousins, so family's always been important. And getting started in lacrosse, I mean, growing up in Canandaigua, that's kind of just, a thing that a lot of kids do. I think I was in kindergarten or first grade when Coach York, who's still the coach there now, talked to my dad at the grocery store and gave my dad a stick, and that was it for me. I've been playing lacrosse ever since.
The choice to stay here, to stay in this area, to go to St. John Fisher and not out of state or somewhere else, what led into that? What leads into you now in your mid-20s still wanting to call this home?
Yeah, I just love the area. It's home for me, and I've had those brief thoughts of when looking at colleges and then going through the job search and all that of moving somewhere else, but I think in that process it made me realize that I really enjoy this area and I don't really want to live anywhere else.
We talked with Mike Hazen a couple days ago, and one of the things that he said about you is you kind of provide something this team maybe hasn't had as much of in the last few years, saying that historically the Knighthawks their D are out on the floor a lot. You've changed that with the ability to win faceoffs and pull the ball back. How do you kind of assess the early goings here in your pro journey?
I don't know. I mean, really, just the mindset going into every game is just do your job and do the best you can. And I think that I've, over this year and even last year, my first year, I've been making some steps forward, but I know I still got a long way to go. And something I just keep focusing on is working on the little things and doing my best to get better.
You played a handful of games last year, so this being your first full season, how would you say you have evolved, even from the start of the year till now?
I'm getting a little more comfortable on the D end. I'm kind of able to spot some guys now and step on the floor and play some D. From a face-off standpoint, I think I'm kind of settling in and understanding the little tweaks to the rules and the quick whistles and all those things. So, I mean, just with time, it's becoming a little bit more comfortable. But again, I still got a lot to learn.
What are your earliest memories of the Knighthawks?
My earliest memory, it must have been some sort of promotion, but it was at Ganondagan at the Longhouse, and it was like a youth day or something, and I remember going over there with my youth team and meeting all the guys and playing catch with them, and it was a really cool experience for me and something that definitely stands out.
What made you pursue indoor lacrosse?
I don't really know. It was kind of getting to the end of my college career, and I thought there might be an opportunity to keep going, and actually around that time, Dan, the GM here, reached out to me, and then I was a little beat up after my college career, and then once I got healthy, I reached out to Dan, and then I signed my first contract.
What was that call like when he first called you? What was going through your mind when you got that call? Because at that point, it makes it almost real.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at that point, I didn't really think much about it. I was worried about college. We were in the playoffs for college, and this stuff was kind of an afterthought, and it wasn't really until I graduated and we finished that I started to think a little bit more about it.
And then looking at tonight, you're going up against Jake Withers. He's leading the league in face-off percentage. He's got 97 more ground balls than anybody else in the league. How do you slow him down tonight?
Just focus on my game, right? I don't want to get starstruck or anything by him. He's definitely one of the best to do it, but for me, I'm just focusing on what I can do and focusing on my game.
Sure.
Cool.